Everybody, welcome back to the final installment of this series, part 8 of Adventures in Estate Sales. As I told you previously, I saved the best for last, and what we have here today is a Waffenwerke Bruenn Nazi K98. This one in particular was manufactured in 1944. You will probably notice this is very similar to one of the ones that I'd gotten previously. This is my BYF. I believe that's the Mauser Obendorf 1943. Nowhere near as nice as what we have in front of us, though. Um, so one of the things that came with this was obviously well, this didn't exactly come with it. I bought the ammunition separately, but from the same source basically. Um, a 300 round sleeve of some of this. It's 1937 manufactured ammunition. I'll insert some pictures of the head stamp up here. I know this probably doesn't look the best, but you're going to see some photos of it. But anyway, I say all that to say this sleeve was missing only one box out of it. This is one of the full boxes that I had opened up just to take a look at. This is all very, very nice looking ammunition. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this up out of the way so that we can get a closer look at this Mauser. When I first was cued into this, I was a little concerned because I was thinking, well, this could be a Mitchell's Mauser. I was actually terrified that it might be. You guys can go out and research Mitchell Mausers all you want. There's a lot of different things out there. But suffice it to say, as I did tear this gun apart after I got it, went through it with a fine-tooth comb, and what we're going to look at today is this Mauser. Now, by way of introduction, it did come with this 1944. I'll put some pictures up here once again on the left of this bayonet that came with it. This is a G-coated bayonet. It's actually G2296, but it's got CLC 1944. Once again, photos up there. The bayonet itself is in relatively good shape, but you'll notice it is kind of crude, and I'm not really sure what happened here along the edge. I don't know if that was done in the factory or if somebody decided they wanted to sharpen this some. Regardless, it is still blued. It just kind of looks a little funky, and I know the camera's not doing it justice here. So it's a very strange looking bayonet. I'm not really, like I said, you will notice one of those stamps there. I'm just not real sure what to make out of this bayonet. Once again, it came with it, but it is not the one that goes with this rifle. It will fit it. However, this is our item of interest today. So I'm going to just try to show you really quickly overall condition of this rifle. It is in immaculate shape, and I'm assuming because it was toward the end of World War II. You will notice it is a little bit more crudely made. It's not nearly as nice as some of those Portuguese Mausers that you saw in my previous videos. But this one has a tail, and I wish I knew all of the story here, because you guys probably just saw it. Check this out. Those are bullet holes in this stock. This one to my right, there's no longer a bullet in there, but the one to my left, I'll try to get a close-up photo of it. There is actually a bullet still in there. Now, I'm not going to take it out because I don't want to destroy the stock. It's pretty well splintered from where it was shot. But, as I'm going over this, I'll show you some pictures, just so you see a little bit greater detail. But it is in wonderful shape, considering its age. You will notice, obviously, like much of the late war K98s, they switched to a lot of stamped components. So this is very indicative of that. But that being the case, this thing is in very nice shape. So the bore is in awesome shape. You're going to see a picture up here in the top left. But this one in particular is a 1944 production. It is all numbers matching. It is a 6403. You see that evident on the bolt, on the back of the bolt here, on the safety flag. You see it back here. And like I said, I mean, as I'm going through this, you'll see photos of everything. The only thing I'm not 100% certain of is this bolt release. And you guys can let me know in the comment section. I think some of this stuff didn't actually get serialized for whatever reason or another. I don't really know, because I'm not sure about these late war Mausers. There is a 6403 here on the rear sight as well as on the rear sight base, but you can barely see it. And one of the things I noticed about this that made me concerned about it right off the bat was when I saw the Waffenamps and how they were stamped. I'm thinking, well, that's not really a very good stamping. So I started getting concerned about the authenticity of this Mauser. So I went out to Legacy Collectibles. They actually have one of these, the same exact year, same exact manufacturer. It looks almost exactly the same. I don't know if I'll be able to put a link out there in the description, because it's basically where they sold the rifle, but it looks almost identical to mine. I will say on this barrel band here, which I'm trying to take a look at it, my apologies, this is the welded style. There is not, oh, there it is. So there is a 6403 here, there's a 6403 on this upper band. I don't know if the cleaning rod actually has the number on it. We're going to check that out real quick, just because I'm curious. And I'm not seeing a number here, but like I said, some of this could be due to things being toward the end of the war, and Germany trying to fight a war on so many fronts. I don't really know. But you guys are welcome to chime in the comment section. Educate me on this. I don't profess to know a ton about this. I will say the butt plate is not stamped. So that's one odd thing. But I did take this upper handguard off. It is also stamped with the same serial number. So let's take this bolt out real quick. You will notice on the extractor there is no number, which is different from the Portuguese Mausers that you saw in my previous videos. But the bolt is in really beautiful shape. It's got the same exact wear mark, indicative of storage, I guess. I'm not real sure. Maybe you guys know more about that. But it's in very good shape. Doesn't appear as though it's been fired a whole lot. The floor plate, and I don't know why this is the case, and maybe you guys know more about this. The floor plate of this one looks like an LXR. There's no number on it. So I don't really know why there's not a number. Of course, this could have been, kind of thrown together with whatever parts were available. I just don't know. I will say that it is a genuine Mauser, based off every piece of information I can find out about it. Just double checking the bore again, but yeah, the bore is just super sharp. It's a little bit dark, but that's fine. I mean, I don't expect it to be perfect. If it was kind of worse for wear, like my Ethiopian Mauser, I'd probably be a little bit more concerned. But it is in excellent shape. There's a little bit of a crack here from that cross bolt, or reinforcing bolt, whatever it's called. But when I first got into these, I didn't have this one. I had this one that came from RTI. So basically, I did the best with what I could get at the time. one of the interesting things that you'll notice about these is when you look at this really late war production one, you notice they removed that hole for the bolt takedown, but they had it in this one. So there's a few little different oddities. I mean, this one is more made of your milled components, and this one is almost all numbers matching, even though it does look rough, and the bore does look rough. Well, actually, all of it looks rough, but believe it or not, this one still headspace checks okay, and it can still be fired. It's not the prettiest. Of course, as I showed you guys previously, this one does have the Waffenwerke there that looks like they were tried to basically center punch out. But still a neat little piece of history nonetheless, even though it's not the prettiest. This is one that you could probably take out and not really worry about messing it up. Anyway, but that being said, I paid $800 for that one from RTI when I first started getting them in. So let's get down to the meat and potatoes. I know you guys are probably really wondering, what did I pay for all of this cool stuff? I will state, all the ammunition you've seen in these videos was purchased in a separate purchase. It did come from the same source, but it was a separate purchase. The firearms themselves, I'm kind of hesitant, but I guess I'll tell you guys. So for all the firearms in this 8-part series, I paid total $1,700. And a lot of you guys, your heads probably just exploded. But let me back up. When I bought these, I had no inkling, I had no clue in terms of how authentic all of them were. I had no clue on internal condition of the barrels. You guys know as well as I do, you could get a milsurp and it could be an absolute garbage rod from where it wasn't taken care of. You don't know if you're looking at an authentic Mauser or some sort of counterfeit. You just don't know. So a lot of it was based on worst case scenario assumptions. I want to say, if you go back through all my videos, you look at all the ammunition that I purchased, every bit of it's corrosive ammo. I mean, all of it, with the exception of that case of Wolf. That was the only one that wasn't corrosive, but it's very dirty. You guys all know that. So all this 8mm Mauser's corrosive. You go back to my infield video, that ammunition's corrosive. You go back to the M44 Mosin I got, every bit of that ammunition's corrosive. As someone that likes these things, I don't really care for corrosive ammo. Now, will I shoot it? Yeah, I'll shoot it. But, there's a lot of extra work involved with cleaning your weapon afterwards to make sure that you don't destroy your investment. So that's why I don't really care for corrosive ammo. Now, believe me, if there's a good deal on it, I'm going to buy it. And I may have to correct myself in the video here, but I believe for all of the ammunition that I got, once again, I have no clue how this stuff has been stored. I would assume that it's still okay to shoot. I would assume that I'm not going to have a bunch of duds and hang fires and this, that, and the other. But you could end up with that. A lot of that Turkish ammo that was imported, there's different, you name it. There's stories out there in the forums where people talk about ammunition that came in and it's either terrible or garbage or whatever. Anyway, to cut to the chase, I think I spent, I want to say $700 total for all the ammunition that I purchased, which your head's probably just exploded again. But I made a lot of worst case assumptions in this purchase. So I think I came out really good. In terms of this Mauser, looking at those, this Mauser, by the way, and I didn't tell you guys this, is not import marked at all, which tells me, because I took it apart, I looked at it closely, which tells me this is a World War II bringback, or it was obviously came in before they started, requiring the import marks. But there's no telling what stories this thing has to tell, especially with the 2 bullet holes here in the stock. I mean, that's just, how many times have you seen that? I've not. Um, but it's really, really cool nonetheless. So anyway, I wish the bayonet had matched. It doesn't match, but it's same year, different manufacturer, but that's okay. You get what you can get pretty much. So of course, this is the original sling that was actually on the rifle. It came with the rifle. It's still in really good shape, remarkably good shape actually. Um, I don't think it had any markings on it. I didn't see any when I first looked at it. But, really awesome piece of history. I just love historical items like this. I wish I knew the story behind this. I mean, I'm willing to bet that whatever German soldier was carrying this was probably shot. Because, I mean, the rifle was shot. There's no internal damage. I did pull this out, took a good look at it. There you can see a little bit of a scrape mark from where the bullet hit the side of the magazine housing in here, but it's not going to impede you from using it. It's just part of the character behind this rifle. But once again, just figured I'd share this with you guys, and figured I'd tell you what I spent. Don't hate me. Sometimes you find some great deals, and sometimes you don't. You just never know. I mean, I don't know, like those $59 Carcanos I got. I mean, sometimes you find some smoking deals and stuff. You just never know what you're going to come across. So it's highly important to, know people in your community. Know people. Sometimes these people will approach you as if they know you're a collector, like, hey, so-and-so's husband died, they had blah, blah, blah. Would you be interested in it? You never know. Now, with all the new stuff, what's going on with regulations and rulings and this, that, and the other, buying, private party sales may become a thing of the past. I don't know. I have no idea. But anyway, just wanted to share this with you guys today. I know you guys have been getting me in the comments. Yes, I will be doing some refurbishment videos. Just note, those things do take time. It takes time to get that content together. It takes time to shoot the videos. So it's a lot easier to shoot something like this that's already on hand, that I already have, that doesn't require any work. But, I will be doing those. I will be working on that SKS. I will be working on, my infields, all 5 or 6 of them. I don't even remember. You're going to see more content on the way. I'm going to be planning on doing a lot of that over the Christmas holiday when I have a little bit more time on my hands away from work. So be on the lookout for that, guys. And like I said, network with people in your neighborhood, in your state. You never know what you might come across. Sometimes you can find some really cool stuff. So anyway, this is that really cool 1944 manufactured K98. It is not nearly as heavily marked, like I said, of those 937s, but it's still really beautiful rifle. And of course, as you see, when you get towards the end of the war, you got more stamped components: stamped floor plate, stamped trigger guard, stamped barrel band, stamped rear lower band, or whatever it's called, and not nearly as many Waffen amps. It's just how, I guess that's indicative of how things were going. So just want to thank you guys for bearing bearing with me and throughout this series. I want to thank you guys for tuning in, for watching, for liking, for everyone that's subscribed, for sharing with your friends, and all the comments. It's always a pleasure to discuss these things and share these things with like-minded individuals, because there's not a whole lot of us probably. So Anyway, just want to thank you guys for tuning in, and until next time, you guys have a great day.